she comes from a field of teaching where she used to be a teacher, caregiver as well. So there's a very huge nurturing side to her, and it's just truly incredible. And lastly, I also want to kind of put out there that she comes from a background where she wouldn't get personal support from her internal family, where her mother would make it very difficult for her to succeed in anything because all she would get is negativity, beratement, belittle from her very own mom. And, like, how deeply would that affect us if that was us, right? The people who are closest to us that tell us that we're not worth it, that we're not good, we'll never amount to anything. And that's an interpersonal struggle that she had to overcome, and a huge one at that, because not everybody can get past like your parent giving you those kind of toxic words. Growing up, especially, we might, end up believing a lot of those things that our parents tell us. And for her to get past that is just truly incredible to what she's been able to accomplish here, and to be able to make a financial future for herself where she doesn't have to worry and she's got that freedom. Like, if you follow her on her socials, she's constantly traveling and meeting agents. And, there's that element that is really, genuine about her when you get to meet her, and she really wants to get to know you as a person. So, take it when you can get it, right? Because not everybody will come around every so often that will give help in that nature. So it's just truly a blessing that she's been with us. Again, a seven-time IATAN card holder, and she'll be able to be with me right here, enjoying this, first power hour of the new year with all of you guys. And today I want to do something a little bit different, and, introduce to you Courtney Palladino if you haven't met her already, but more interactive, and get some questions answered for you guys to start your new year the right way in 2025. We definitely want to see you guys succeed. If you guys have been around, or if you guys are just getting started, you're definitely at the right place. And for those of you guys that are brand new, who am I? My name is Charles Lee. I'm a five-star platinum inside the company. I've been doing this since 2016, but it was really me, and my wife doing it, and I was more the supportive husband. And I didn't really take this seriously until 2018, when I finally realized the possibilities and the reality of people being able
That's
to
taken over.
change their life inside this platform. And so, because of that, um, it has completely changed me and my wife's life. And through that, we're able to meet some quite incredible people like Courtney Palladino, Jessica Coco, and various other leaders that have really changed their life in this business. And they become more than friends. They become family, like you guys are. You guys are here, and you guys are going to find yourself feeling like this is a very family oriented atmosphere. And we want to, you know, harbor that and continue that element. So that way, you guys know that we have your guys' back in every capacity. So we want to make sure your 2025 really kicks off in the right way. So without further ado, let me introduce my partner of the day, Courtney Palladino. Courtney, are you there?
Hi guys. How's everybody doing today?
You're doing awesome.
Is there a way I can maybe have both the screens up at the same time, you and me?
Yeah, let me go ahead. Uh, I did somebody? I'll just put it speaker.
I got it.
There you go. All right, there you go.
Awesome.
You're probably doing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, awesome.
Settings. Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Charles, I like your background with all your awards. Again,
Yeah. Let me go ahead and fix that.
yeah, awesome. Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Charles, for that amazing. It's so nice. I'm like, oh, it's Charles, my mentor. And I just want to give a good shout out to Coco. Congratulations, Coco. Um, that's amazing. And we just had an Evo birthday as well. So here in Vegas, we went bowling for Evo birthday. So that was really nice to be able to see everybody. So yeah, it's been like 8.5 years since I started. Just telling somebody asked me how long. I'm like 8 years. No, I'm on 8.5 years now.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's been quite a journey, which is, really helpful on my part. Because when people come to me who want to be in the business, usually they do ask like, how long have you been in the business? Because some of them are looking for like, a senior vet kind of a person. I'm like, yeah, 8.5 years. So I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff in my head, a lot of little details that aren't like in trainings that I can just kind of pinpoint for people when people call or because the phone's constantly going off of people who need help and
Mhm.
guidance.
Hold on, before you continue, I feel Zoom has really improved on their software. Because I just, somebody said congratulations and a happy birthday, and I just saw like 100, 200 birthday cakes just drop on the chat line. I didn't even know that was a thing. But
Yeah, you
anyway, whatever.
can on text, but yeah,
Really cool. Really cool. So we have a lot of cool, people here, but you guys got the introductions, and I want to open it up like right away, right out the gate, right? For a lot of you guys that are here, because I only have 1 hour, and I want to fit in as much like support as possible between me and Courtney to help you guys with, some of your questions. Maybe you guys are stuck somewhere, and hopefully we'll have a good answer for you guys, you know? So, if you guys have a question, uh, I don't know if you're on your phone, but there is the ability to raise your hand. Um, yeah. So if you raise your hand, I can pick you guys out so that way you guys can get some of your questions answered, and give you guys some airtime to talk about your experience as well. And
I think we have Rachel.
all right.
And then can you guys do me a favor? Can you go into the participants and put your first and last name? Because I see an iPhone, a T. It just helps me know who you guys are. For those of you that are in my class, know that. Um, so when I meet you guys at convention, like, oh wait, I recognize your name.
If you hit the reaction button, I know on the phones, if you hit the reaction button there, you're able to do the raising of the hands. And if you're not on your phone, then there is a button where you can just raise your hand.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Because I'm on my computer and I'm like, where? Yeah, I wanted to give the instructions. So if you guys are on your desktop or your laptops at the very bottom, because we're not sharing the screen, there's a react button. Hit that, and then there's the way to hit the button raise hand. And just like the lady said, if you guys are on your phone, then there should be a button to raise the hand. Let's go ahead and um, get to the first person who raised their hand, Rachel Daniels. You can go ahead and unmute yourself and then ask away, please.
Hi, Rachel. Oop,
Or you
Rachel.
can type in your question, one or the other.
Rachel, I don't think we can hear you. It says you're unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, it's my headset was not working very well. Courtney, I love your trainings. Now I know why you have so much information in that head of yours. 8.5 years. Congratulations. And Charles, good morning.
Good
Okay,
morning.
my question is this. On some of the trainings, I want to build my website, and I was told that we can go do through Google Business. It's free. You can actually build a website. I know that we have in our travel cafe, well, my travel website,
Yes.
and I was just wondering if you could speak to that issue because I'm at that stage. I have all my suppliers in place. I signed up for every single one of them, and then trainings and been doing tons of those, inside and outside evolution and Archer. And so that's my next thing is I want to launch that, and I have people asking me. It's starting to be organic,
Mhm.
and I really want to get that in place because I was told whether you like it or not, it's going to grow organically. And boy, oh boy, does it.
Yeah.
As soon as I mentioned I was a travel agent, it was off to the races. My Bible studies, anybody I talked to.
Good.
And yeah, so I was a little unprepared for that. I was just going to do funnels and promote because cold market doesn't bother me at all. But the thing is now I'm like at that stage. So please talk about that. That would be so wonderful.
One, congratulations on that. Never used funnels before. Social media is the first thing I show agents how to do and how to set that up. Easiest thing to do. You have multiple platforms these days to use, and a lot of them, if you post on Facebook, go straight to Instagram. Post on Instagram, post straight to Facebook. With a Google website, you can. I never had one for years, and I did just fine without it, but you can if you're wanting the reviews on there. I know there's a step-by-step on how to get that set up because it was a lot easier then than it is now to get on the Google right now. Yelp, I think, is where a lot of the agents are going on Yelp. But if you go to the Google business, they should have like a step-by-step. If not, the ChatGPT gives you a step-by-step on how to get that set up. But someone says here, Squarespace, Yelp. I think over 5 years, I've never used any of that. I use straight social media and word of mouth and talking to people, especially is anybody in an apartment complex? Put in the chat box if yes, if you're in an apartment complex or some kind of neighborhood, but apartment complex. Okay, handful of yeses. Why not go and make yourself a flyer about who you are? Little almost like a one flyer page newsletter of who you are, your information, what you can book. And that's what Tony Ward had us do in the beginning. And she had this little one-page newsletter, and we printed it out and just start going door to door, right? Go to your mailbox and put it up on the mailbox bulletin board. People look at that stuff. But for that, Rachel, I would definitely go to the chat because it's going to it's a little different now. So my apologies. I don't know exactly the setup of how that would work because it has changed. It has changed on how to get onto the Google business area. So I would do that. I don't want to steer you.
If I might add, Rachel, like if Google offers a free way to build a website, just being able to utilize it, go ahead, go for it. I think I tinkered with it and aimed to build a website. It just the functionalities at the time that I was doing it wasn't to my liking, and so I use other sources that are relatively extremely affordable. Now I use Squarespace, like somebody had mentioned, and it's just so easy to develop a website that you can attach onto your Google business listings. Because, if you build a website within Google, I think that also helps too, because Google likes to keep all the property within itself. So they're going to support you a little bit more. So, there's so many tutorials like chat gpt that could be able to explain things step by step with you, as well as just Google searching it. And I hate to give that answer, just Google searching it, but it is not overly difficult. I would go for it because even to this day, the Google business generates me business, and it gives you an opportunity now that you are garnering a lot of travel bookings. One of the strongest tips that I can give you is anytime that you book somebody, as you've developed that site that you've listed into the Google business listings, ask them and send them the link to your Google business to give you a review of the work that you've done. So that way, and even if it's friends and family, like most everybody has a Gmail account, they're able to go in there and give you a friendly review as well. I give you a friendly review, just give me your link and I'll say, hey, Rachel was awesome booking my travel, just to kind of help you get some rhythm going within the listings. So Google likes that. In addition to, I know when I had the website that helped me get to the front page, I know Courtney doesn't do that, and that's not really her forte. But um, one of the biggest things that you can do is when you have a website, uh, backlistings. So, backlinkings. So, like if you go to Fiverr, like any website that you have, anything that's relevant to the travel industry and in your area, you can actually pay like 50, $30 to backlink your website. So that way it crawls and spiders your business in your local area if it's not overly competitive to get higher up in the listings as you combine that with the reviews.
Thank you, Rachel.
Awesome.
And then Sheila.
Great job, by the way, Rachel. Like, for you to say as soon as you said you're a travel agent and not being a secret agent, that proves in itself like what happens. So
I was a secret agent. I didn't really do anything for my first. I did nothing. I paid my dues. Yeah, I couldn't.
Sometimes it takes a while for people to assimilate a lot of the information, especially for those of you guys that are brand new. It might be a little bit overwhelming. If I ask a question, are some of you guys overwhelmed? I'm sure I'm going to get a number of yeses because, yeah, it is. The whole entire travel universe is now effectively opened up for you. And because of that, like, it's like vendors and then like getting trained for others and then getting registered, getting the certifications. I get it. It's a lot in the beginning, but it ends. Like you start mastering this stuff because the more you inundate yourself and really drown yourself in this information, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to see this information come around again that looks more familiar. And then, in time, you're going to start to realize, like, okay, I'm starting to get it. I understand now. I've been here before. And so, just when you continue to just really continue to train, but even with all that training, there is going to come to a point where you are going to have to take action, and even though Courtney took a while, when she did, she just like took off like a rocket ship. So, there's that. All right. Thank you, Rachel. I believe Sheila Hart was next.
Yes.
It's Shelley.
Or
Shelley.
Shelley. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna ask Courtney, how do you get through all the negatives?
Yeah, so in the beginning, it was pretty tough because that's, I'm a very sensitive person. So you have to know, like, we have thrived so much in the last, 9 years, Evolution's been in business, that this is the right spot. You know that the vision is real, right? So it's just like, you know what? It's just not for you. And you have to keep telling yourself, like, that it's not for everybody, whether they want to do it with you, whether they want to book with you or not. You just have to keep telling yourself, like, it's just not for you. Okay. The negativity, because I'm like, you're gonna get negativity all over, right? That's just given. But it's just constantly just, you know what, have a great day. Right? Have a great day, Happy New Year. I'm gonna go ahead and just, go that way.
Yeah,
Right?
if I may add on, Shelley, like when it comes to negativity, um, you got to take the high road in a lot of cases. Like you can't change a made up mind. That's one thing you want to hold on to. So if somebody's being an a-hole or they're just being mean, they've already made their decision. So you got to chalk it up and not waste any more energy with people like that. So generally, when I come across people like that, especially when I was explaining the business model, sometimes I would get berated or like they would get angry or like or whatever, right? And in those cases, I would just say have a blessed day. And then I would just move on. That's what I would do personally myself because if you try to overturn somebody that already made up their mind, in a lot of times you're just wasting your energy on somebody who's already planted their foot on the ground, if that makes sense. So don't spend any more energy on people who are negative, because if I carried that attitude, then it's I uh, and I didn't keep going, then I would never meet the amazing people that I got to meet, right? Like Jessica Kogo or Christina Bertels, Amy Cabrera. I always say, like, this is what I learned recently, and now I say it all the time. There's amazing people that are ready to meet you that haven't met you yet. And so, you just continue that quest of, you know, meeting new people and disregarding the negative ones. Hopefully that helps.
Awesome. Thank you. It does.
Right, Shelley? All right, next question. I don't, where do
Erica says, I have a prospective customer who wants me to put together a huge trip with so many elements and keeps shooting down plans. But if I can at least sell him the cruise part. Erica, can you unmute? Are you able to unmute?
Hello, yes,
Erica?
he's got me with another one too. He told me he wanted 2 weeks in Hawaii and wanted to be at the resort on Maui with all the East Asian art, and I did the outrigger training and got a free night and put together with flights and a rental car. And then he turns around and says, "Oh, I already got my flights and I ended up getting a condo." And now he's saying, "I want to spend the month, a month in England. Well, 2 weeks in England, 5 days in London, and a rental car after the London part, and then hotels at these different parts, and then the Sky Princess for the cruise for 14 days to Norway."
Wow.
He's like, "I found this cheap price for, the vacations to go." And I look online and it's the same cruise. I've been on the phone with Princess. I got my Commodore rating. I got him the Princess Plus package for free. I am trying so hard. And he's like,
Wait, before you continue, like, what do you do with people like that, Courtney? Because, like, this is what I get. Because I remember Nikki going
I'm
through
writing all
someone.
this down too.
Wait. I remember Nikki going through people just like that, and like Nikki decided, like, I'm never gonna work with this dude again because you're being asked and requested to be a travel agent to do research, right? And to accommodate them. And yet they don't like, they're like doing all the work too. Like, where does the line end? Like, hey, are you going to trust me or what are you doing? You're just like all over the place. You want to do this and that, the other, like, right? So what? I know you've been through people like that, Courtney. So what do you typically do when people are just so like like all over the place like that.
So first I would always ask them within my qualifying questions, have you looked, sir? Yes, I have. Okay, great. Where have you looked? Oh, I've looked on Vacations to Go. Okay, great. Can you send me a screenshot of exactly what you saw on Vacations to Go so I can, take a look at it? And if it's something that he's really going, first of all, it sounds like he's a client that has come to you more than once. This is the second time, Erica? Okay, this is the second time, and the first time didn't go so planned. So it's really gonna be up to you now. And before even, I'm literally writing everything that you were saying. I'm like, oh, this is a big list here. But first I would say, Mr. Daniels, I would love to help you. However, last time that we did this, I did put things together. It took about like maybe 2 hours. So this time I do charge a travel agent service fee or booking fee, research fee, however you would like to use the verbiage. It is gonna be $50 to do so, which I do take up front. The first time was a complimentary to you. If you would like to proceed, I can take the payment now. Okay, so just in case if you don't book, that is a service fee for myself. I'll have you sign a credit card authorization form stating that you did authorize me to charge the $50. Would you like to proceed? Yes. Okay, great. Can you also send me the rooms to go info so I can see it? And he can send that to me. At that point, then, I can kind of take a look at and call Princess like, hey, this is what I have. Can I beat this? Yes. Okay, great. Hey, Mr. Daniels, like, I don't have time to text, call. I like to book on the spot because cruises are easy to book on the spot. Hello, Mr. Daniels. I found something that's great for you. It's actually free, complimentary, Wi-Fi. The drink package comes with it. Even though on Princess Cruise, we know that, you can unclick the free this, free that if they don't want those things, but it comes with it. Right?
Yeah.
You can
Oh, I
see.
told him.
Yeah.
And I think
see
he was
that.
quoting me, and I think this is what you said about doing the screenshot, because when he was trying to tell me that they were cheaper than I was getting, I was like, are you sure they're not doing a guaranteed cabin?
Yes, that's the other thing.
I'm pretty sure that it was a guaranteed cabin, and he's been in London. So every time I came up with a place, he's like, oh no, and I finally just got to the point where we want large rooms, we want a bathtub, preferably an indoor pool. That doesn't exist in London for under $250 a night in the middle of.
So you can do where it's just like, this is what is available.
Well, and I was also thinking about saying to him, how about you find the hotels you want and let me try to put together a package and save you some money. But for me to just keep throwing hotels out and hotels out and hotels out and just keep getting shot down, I've spent
That's just too much. That's just too much. Even with put $50 on that, it's just too much. It's at that point, you're just gonna have to say, you know what, Mr. Daniels, it sounds like you're the best travel agent. Have you thought about becoming a travel advisor yourself?
to be one.
Show you how to do that, and you can make money on what you're already doing. Did you know that Marriott room that you're trying to book has money on the back end? Did you know that cruise? I can actually get you. How about this, Mr. Daniels? Instead of paying that money for that Princess Cruise on Vacations to Go, how about I show you how to get that, and you only pay taxes and fees on it? You know how much money you would be saving on just doing that alone?
He's 80 and used to be a travel agent, so I'm
Oh
getting.
my God, he's the perfect fit.
What are we doing here? Just tell him to be a travel agent.
Making me crazy. It's just,
Yeah.
and if I could just sell him the cruise part. And I'm so confused because Princess has two price, how that you can drop down. So they've got this voyage and this ship, and then these are the different dates it does it. Well, it's got June 27th and June 28th for a 14-day cruise.
Okay.
Back on July 12th. And the one that's on June 27th is actually slightly cheaper, but I couldn't get any answers out of the Princess people as to why the website actually has these two different.
You can call them. Just call Princess Cruise. You can book it through them. You get you get the commission for it.
Yeah.
I call them. I put things on hold because I'm literally driving and booking a trip at the same time in my ears. I'm like, just put this on hold, send me an email. Like, I just, like, it's, I just got to do things a little bit faster. But if it's not a thing and it's just going on and on and on, and this is going more than quote $50 of what you're charging, then it's either, Mr. Daniels, I would love to help you. However, I do have other clients that do need my attention. I have business partners that I'm working with as well. I would love to show you how to do this. Maybe just get him on Zoom, just so he can visually see that complimentary princess going, look, Mr. Daniels, I can show you right here on Zoom that I can show you how to do this, and you can get all this stuff and get even 80%, which is probably a lot more. And just talk to him about maybe just talk to him about what his travel career was like then, because things are different now.
Yeah, well, and he used to know one of the executives at Princess, so he used to get the friends and family rate, but apparently the friend doesn't work there anymore. And he's even though he's a Ruby level, I'm gonna see him tomorrow, and I'm gonna say, it's been a lot of fun doing all this research, but presenting you stuff and having you shoot it down makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, and you need to tell me what hotels you want and let me do the research and see if I can bundle the rental car, the hotel, the flights.
I wouldn't say you're
But-
not doing anything wrong, Erica. I would maybe use probably
Slow
different. I would like to do this for you, Mr.
Well,
Daniels.
what I would do is I would definitely put a price tag on your efforts and
Yeah.
your time, and that will stop wasting your time, because in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, just he's 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 uh he's spending a lot of time just ping ponging with you, and it doesn't really look like it's getting anywhere, and it's just going to drive you crazy the more you go forward with this guy. So if you put a price tag on your time, more
Yeah.
than likely, because what I'm feeling is he's a super penny pincher, that he's just going to be like, I'll just do it on my own. And you might lose him if you don't flip him for him to be a travel agent. But hey, at least you're not driving yourself crazy chasing this guy and figuring out what you can do for him, because he himself doesn't look like he can make up his mind on what he wants. So don't do that to yourself, is what I'm saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I decided that starting this year, I was going to do that. And one of my uplines has a nice little grid of how, it's this much charge for research for these different things. And I've decided that, yeah, I need to do that. But I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm going to try to be really positive. I'm going to use your verbiage that you said about like, I really want to help you. And, it seems like you've got something very specific in mind. And, please take a screenshot of that exact cabin. Because I think the thing is he's looking at a guaranteed cabin, and is trying to push that off on me. And I told him,
Yeah,
I
I
got
think we've already established what he's trying to do, Erica. So,
this
you know,
plus. He's like, oh, I don't want to give gratuities to everybody. And I'm like, it's
yeah,
free.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you. Okay, I'm
You
gonna.
got it, Erica. We definitely want to be able to answer other people's questions too, but definitely appreciate you, Erica. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a leash on her client there, because if you don't, she's gonna walk. He's like one of those dogs, and she's got like trying to walk him, but he's walking her, and it's just driving her crazy. All right, Giselle would be the next person. Is that right? Or Sean Stinson. Go for it,
Um,
Sean.
Giselle was first. She had to
Oh,
lower her
okay.
hand.
Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna let her
So
go.
Giselle, where's her hand? I don't even see it.
Oh, I lowered it.
Oh, okay.
So my question is, and I apologize, I'm in the hospital, so my kids are in the hospital,
Oh.
appointment. Team building. When did you start your team building journey?
I signed up September of 2016, so I would say about a year and a half.
Okay, and it happened organically for you, or it was just
Yes, I started social media posting.
okay?
Because when people ask me, what do you do for work? The thing is, I put in something like, I'm a school teacher. However, I just decided I also want to add on something as my own business. So I'm a certified travel agent. Charles and Nikki had like a little copy and paste that we did of who I am, what I do, all that. And then it kind of just organically came about that way. I never went to friends or family members. They're like the last people that would do anything. So cold market out of almost, about 4,000 agents on my team right now, my organization. I personally only know 2.
Okay.
I know 2 personally. That's pretty good. But it came about organically. But social media was the first spot I went to because it is a public page. That means anybody can look me up and find me. And I used hashtags because I have new business partners that have found me via Google by just typing in how to become a travel agent or travel.
That was my second question. Like, what did you say? Because I use a lot of Chat GBT as Coco knows, I'm Chat GBT queen. To get attraction, to get I do the mock bookings, I do the whole 9 yards, and the one thing that I am noticing now are the hashtags. So that's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you use like what do you use to kind of attract the people that want to organically come into what you do? I have been noticing by using the hashtags that people are doing that. And I'm getting a lot of traction on my website now. So I mean, I've been since May. I had my website, but I've been here since March. I do have 3 people under me. I recently lost one. So I'm trying to do what I have to do, and I have noticed that people are like, yes, I'm ready. I want to do the Evo bundle. And then I send all my information out and I get ghosted. So I'm like, okay, was it just like someone trying to see if I was legit? Or like, do you get things like that? Do you notice that people kind of like ghost you after they're like gung ho, I'm going to do this, and then they just don't?
I like to call people. If I can call them, that's the best thing. I need to build a relationship because I want to know who you are. What do you do for work? Are you a mom?
Mhm.
Are you a real estate agent? Like, what else do you do? Because I can pinpoint, okay, if you're, for example, if you're a real estate agent, well, that goes together. It does. People are travel and real estate. It's literally the same
Yeah.
type of business, right? Trying to find clients, look for homes. But I tell real estate agents, well, guess what? You showcase homes. Do you have people flying for here in Vegas? I have people that fly into Vegas. Great. So you can book their hotel, their flight, the activities, and showcase a home to them.
Yeah, because I recently changed my stipulations. That's what I was noticing, that I wasn't getting a phone number. I was getting email only. So I changed my stipulations to just require the phone number. And I recently, like, I got one recently, and she was like, I want the Evo bundle. I called her, left a voicemail, I texted her, I emailed her, I did every smoke signal up in the air, and just ghosted. And I'm just like, okay, maybe it's something that I got to tweak on what I say. Like I use a lot of I look at everybody's websites. So I've seen like Matthew's websites, Marnie's website. So I'm trying to like pick and choose things that I think may work for me. And if it doesn't work for me, then I can tweak it. So like I have the Squarespace, like you were saying, Charles, that it's very easy to change, very easy to upload, very easy to put, yourself, your tweak to it. But I just wanted to see like what else you have done, or any of the platinums have done, to kind of like attract more of a following.
I also add my social media to that text message as well, because then they can follow me. Maybe something happened, we don't know, right? Maybe they just, I want to do it, but I was ready, now I'm not because something came up. A lot of people may not relay those messages to you because, you're not family, you're not close friends, we don't know who you are. But if they continue following you on social media, they will come around because, you know what? I've been following you. I know I sent a text message last week and I just was so busy. I didn't get a chance to write back. Now I'm free. I'm like, great. Do you have a moment that we can talk on the phone? I would love to get to know you.
That's a good perspective. I didn't think of, life happening. So that's a good perspective, and hearing someone else, say it. But
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Your Evo website works just fine. Like, have somebody signed up on my Evo website, and all of a sudden I see somebody going, wait, who's that? And I come back, like, oh, he's like, oh, I went on Google and I looked up how to become a travel agent, and you popped up with your your website and I just signed up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't even think of because it's such a like on the back part of your mind, the Evo website that, you know what, I should put that on my website as well.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
yeah, it says sign up, so somebody signed up, and by talking to him, I found out that he's also following other travel advisors on their Facebook page, but he just happened to Google it and I came up, even though he's following other larger leaders too. Just as, you know, things just happened. It just happened, and it was
Oh,
like,
I say it all the time. I 3 presentations in the day that I signed up, and the last one happened to be into Coco's group. So it'll happen to, you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be.
yeah, things happen for a reason, because I have a business partner, Renee Wright, and she was on stage at convention, and Renee's done very well. She's followed the blueprint that I have shown her. And she kind of, we always like to joke around that she's followed me around for marathons because she kept following me during the running. But that came organically. So things happen for a reason. They really do.
So whenever you get somebody that's excited, one of the things that I like to do is do a temperature check because, like Courtney said, I do like getting on the phone with them. I will say something in the nature of, "I'm going to call you in a few minutes. I just got to go get some water," or do something very small, and see what they do. Like if they text you back, like okay, thumbs up, things like that, they're gonna accept your phone call. If they answer nothing, right, that should give you a pretty clear idea because you probably have their direct line or communication at that point. And because I like closing, that would be my temperature check question. Like I'm gonna call you in about a minute. I'm just gonna go to the restroom real quick or grab a glass of water. And when they respond back to you, that usually tells you right there, like, oh, okay, they're gonna answer my call when I call them.
Okay.
If they don't answer you, then yeah, I mean, you just go through the protocol of emailing them all one time, and if you get ghosted, then like you can reach back to them a couple weeks later. But
Okay, perfect. Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, and if you log on to the website and go through the tabs of training, there is a closing video that I did. You might want to watch that. So that way it helps you understand, like on a closing and bringing them on board level where like what to say script on a script basis.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. It's on the Jacqueline asked what website is you closing video. It's in your back office.
Mhm.
Go to the back office and then there's a training tab that you can log into and then right in there. Uh yeah, I can do that.
And then Sean, hi
We can go to
Sean.
the next question.
Hello. Hi. Thought I had my camera on. So I know that in the training videos that we did when we first started, they gave like qualifying questions, but do you have your own questions and do they differ for like different people or is it just generic ones?
They do differ. I guess it's very basic questions because I like to get on the phone with the clients, so I know exactly pinpointing where they're going, what's going on, and it's to build a relationship. But I would say like who, what, when, where, right? Your basic who, what, when, where questions, like who's going, right? How many adults, how many kids, how old are the kids, where are you going, when are you going? Who are you going with? Is this a birthday, an anniversary? So very basic questions you can add on, but just know like if you're doing job forms, Google forms, you can have a basic because then and that's where I learned from Nikki is having just a basic form and then you can contact them because you filled everything out and you may need a little bit more information. Right? Because someone on your form would say, what dates do you want to go? Well, I'm not quite sure because it's anytime in February. So it would be a flexible. So I just need to know when in February. Is there a time frame for this? If you're going on a cruise, like I can do, February, March, and April. Great. Well, I can do 5 or 6 days. that's perfect. I can find you the cheapest 5-day and 6-day in February, March, and April. Then you can kind of pick and choose which is going to be the best option for you and the family. So it's also for me building a relationship with them as well. And then I do have like a cover sheet with my client's name, their date of birth, billing address, best form of contact, because some of my clients can only do email because they're at work. And some of them prefer a phone call or a text, and then all of their family members and any VIFP numbers, Marriott numbers that I can have. So I don't have to keep asking them, what's your date of birth again? What's your email again? I have it already on a cover sheet for them. I prefer printing things out than digital, but that's just me. So the cover sheet, and then I print out their information, like what cruise they're on that I booked, and their credit card authorization form. And every time I process a payment, boom, 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 it has that on there.
I think one of the questions that I want to ask you, Courtney, is do you have a qualification process? Or is it more like when people call you, you're like, okay, so let's accommodate you. What do you want? And then you're basically data collecting at that point.
I am, yes,
And like, all right, and then based on what you told me, this is what we can do, etc.
yes,
So
yes.
like in terms of that, like I would imagine that whether it be a cruise, because from my experience, anyone who asks for a travel agent, they kind of already have an idea of what they want. So like they already have like, I want to do a 3 days in Las Vegas. So what would you start with that? Like, I want to do 3 days in Las Vegas. I need a hotel and flight. Can you help me?
Sure. Where are you coming from? And then ask
Got
where
it.
you're
So I
coming.
would say like Milwaukee, and then all right.
Okay.
So
Well,
now you're basically from there gathering
yeah, and I'm just
information.
gathering, would you like to stay on the strip? Are you looking for a hotel? Are you looking for like a home
Yeah.
option? Want to stay on the strip? Okay, and then how many adults are going? 3. Okay, are you guys okay with one
Are
room?
you getting that? Whoever asked that question, like so I would say she's figuring out uh where to destination from, how many days, how many nights, adults, children, and what is their intent on itinerary, on what they're wanting to do. So
Oh,
I would
for,
say like just basic data collecting, that would probably be those initial questions.
and I do have like a notebook with me, whether it's in my purse or if I'm at home, because, I do get clients that call me on the spot. And some of you may want to send like a form, which is fine, but I just don't want to lose the client right then and
Right.
there.
It's a bit impersonal when you just throw in a form, because now you just like disconnect with them and they're like, all right, I call a travel agent to like take the workload off of me. And
Right.
now because we live in such a instant gratification society, they're like, I want to talk to somebody, I want to talk to somebody.
For example,
Yeah.
Sean, I had somebody call me this morning at 10 a.m. Actually, it was passed on to me for a referral, and they want to go to Japan. Now they want a tour. They want a guided, self-guided, full tour. They do not mind if there's other people in the tour. So great. We do have tour options. I was just
Hey,
on
I have a
site.
question for you,
Yes.
Courtney. Like, I think the biggest one is everyone kind of knows what they want, but like, how do you ask for you personally? What's your budget? Like, how much do you want to spend on this? Because I can see people are like, I want to spend as least as possible because whatever, right? And we want to be able to distinguish, are you one of them cheapos, or are you wanting to spend a little bit more? Because the different kind of clientele that you're going to get are people who don't mind spending extra to get that luxury, or they might have that 4-star idea in mind. They don't want to go with the cheapest.
Sure. So I like Julie.
Wait, before you answer that question for Melissa, if you log onto your website and in the tab it says additional training videos, go ahead, go there, and then you'll see all the trainings that I did with closing, etc. Okay.
And I like Julie's window shoppers too. So if I'm gonna just straight up and ask them, like first I would ask them, are you ready to book now? Or are you ready to book later? Because right now people are waiting for that tax credit to come back. So great. So I'm just looking now because I'm waiting for taxes, my tax credit to come back. Okay, great. So I usually just give them a quick quote. I give them a price range. Because if they're like, I want cheap, okay, cheap. I won't put you in probably a 3-star because, you know, I will look at reviews. So it'll probably be like maybe a 4. But I do give them a low, a medium, and not a high, but you know, a decent one where it's like, hey, if you spend $200 more, Charles, you're gonna get that jacuzzi tub right outside the room in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Because then you can make a decision like, okay, if I spend that, then you know we're gonna have the best anniversary time. You know,
I was like the jewelry approach, right? Like when you go to a jeweler and then you talk to, they're trained to like, well, what are you looking for? And then they go with the highest that looks marvelous, right? And then they're like, well, not that much, right? And they're like, okay, we got other options. Then we can show you this necklace that, you know, is about $1,000 less, and then dot, and then just keep going until they find the price and the look that they're looking for, like very similar, because they're there to spend money. Like, how much are you going to want to spend? And without having to ask them, well, how much do you have and how much are you going to spend, which is oftentimes direct. And it's kind of like asking people, like, how much do you make a month?
yeah.
Right? Like that kind of question. So like you just show them the most, you know, and then you start going from there.
And some people just don't know. Like if someone, you know, how much is this Japan trip? And so, and what's your budget? I have no idea. I've never been to Japan. I don't know what the budget would be, just even to kind of look at it, you know. So, and just asking them very basic, and you can always go back and ask them questions, hey Charles, I did find something, with this flight. And you can change things. Not everything's set in stone, right? If there's a flight that's involved and it's, earlier, but ask them, would you like to, hey, I'm doing some research right now for you. I did find a great flight. I just have a question. Would you like morning or afternoon? Because they're about the same. No, I prefer later in the afternoon because I don't want to be on early flights. I like to sleep in. So you can always go back and ask your client questions. They prefer that relationship with you.
So I got 1 minute left into this power hour, and I gotta go pick up my son because guess what? Today he's gonna go for his driver's test.
My gosh.
Watch out now. Let's hope that he passes. I don't know what your schedule is like. I know I have you for this hour, but I gave you host, so I know there's a few more people who had a few more questions. If you want to answer them, uh,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and take it from here. But guys, I want to say thank you for coming to Power Hour. Power Hour. I appreciate you guys coming here. The idea is for you guys to get your questions answered and to help you guys along this journey. Um, because it's this ongoing thing to help you succeed in this business. So any way we can to be able to answer your guys' questions. And then of course I do teach things on Power Hour. So I like to mix it up in Power Hour so that way it gets engagement and for you guys to ask questions in addition to learn a lot of things. So hopefully you guys got to learn a few things today, especially with a 7-time IATAN card holder. She's got a lot of knowledge in her brain. So take advantage of that, as much as you can. So please ask away. But in the meantime, right now, I have to go because I gotta go pick up my son and
Tell Shannon I
he's
said good
gonna
luck.
take the driver's test. Here we go. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, have a blessed day. And then I passed over host to you, Courtney, and you got it from here. Guys, have a blessed and a happy new year. Yes, I'll see you guys soon in the next one.
Awesome. Bye, Charles. I did put in the chat box my social media. You guys can more than happy to follow. I'm just be very honest with you. I do not accept travel advisors as friends unless you plan on letting me book your vacations for you. I would be so happy to do that for you. But instead you can follow, right? Because you can still message me. You can still see all the stuff. but just so I can, you know, have more clientele within that, because I can only have 5,000 friends on there. So you can go ahead and hit the follow button, and if there's anything on there that you feel that you would like to use, please do not ask, just take it. You don't need to ask for permission in the comments. Can I borrow? Just take it. It's out there on the public now, okay? But you guys can, if you have questions, you can unmute. I'll probably give like another half an hour because I do need to pack. I still need to pack and get some errands completed. And so you guys have free range on, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to hop on, to stay on, or if you have to go, you have to go. But I appreciate your time and thank you so much. And Happy New Year. And if you guys are going to the yacht party, I will see you there. I will see you there. Okay. Who's knocking on my door? Oh, Amazon. Amazon. Like, what did I order? I didn't order anything.
Miss Courtney, I have a quick question.
I
have a quick question. On that temperature check, where you get on the phone, you know, and like what Charles will say about, well, I'm gonna give you a call. Is that more for when you're booking clients, or is that for when you're trying to get people to, you invite them to Zoom?
I would use it either way.
What? Okay, that's what I just was kind of wondering is what I'm wondering what kind of questions. I prefer to talk to somebody on the phone too, but
Well, if you're team building, are you ready to, if you're gonna call them, are you ready to kind of give them that information right then and there?
Well, yeah, I've been studying the slides more, so and
Okay.
memorizing the script. So okay, I just was wondering. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, Jacqueline. Awesome. And you guys, yes, I'm going to SoCal Boot Camp. I'm going to all the Evo events. It's just me at home. I need to get out. I need a dog. And so, was this still, okay, it is, okay, awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions? Yeah, no problem, Leslie. No problem. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, I will let it for about 1 more minute. I answered your questions. Perfect. Awesome. Let me just tell you a quick story for those of you who don't know my first event. Somebody asked me privately about my first event, my first Evo event. I was living in Augusta, Georgia. So I lived in, I'm from El Salvador. And I came to the States when I was 2. I lived in New York for 18 years. I moved out or was removed from the home when I was 20, and kind of bounced around from friend to friend to friend. I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have anything, no money. My parents took everything that I had. I had nothing. So kind of bounced around. I ended up in Atlanta and spent 10 years in Atlanta and went to college there, Georgia State University for early childhood education. I was doing for art education, moved over to teaching. I moved to Louisiana Army Base for 2 years, did 2 years in Augusta, Georgia Army Base, 1.5 years on Rhode Island, and I've been in Vegas for now almost 3.5 years. So while I was in Augusta, Georgia at that time, I guess that was been 2018, we had a Super Saturday in Atlanta. So it's about a 2-hour drive, there. I drove there. I know I remember parking, remember seeing everybody going inside. I know I waved to everybody going inside, but I did not get out of the car. I sat in the car. I couldn't get out of the car. It was just too nervous. My anxiety was just too much. They're gonna ask me questions. I don't know what the answers are. I don't want to sit up front. What if I don't know anybody? It was just way too much to handle. So I didn't go. I drove that way. I went to the mall, walked around the mall, went shopping. I got dressed in the bathroom to go to their little dinner area. I went to the dinner spot. I know I walked inside, looked around for not even probably 30 seconds, and I turned around and went in the car and drove home. I couldn't do that either. So I'm a very shy person. You wouldn't realize that, but I'm a very shy person. It took a lot for me to get to, getting on stage and even accepting an award. So even when I had to go get my gold award on stage, I know I had this tiny little index card with me and I forgot the index card. It was still sitting on my chair when I had to go go on stage. And I was just like, oh Lord, what am I supposed to say? So I kind of just winged it. But as you get used to it, this isn't just being a travel agent, you're gonna learn personal growth as well. This has definitely helped me with personal growth, coming out of my shell. Because if I ask you guys what your day job is, I'm sure you can tell me all about your day job. I'm sure you can tell me all about your hobbies and what you love doing, because it's so easy and so you're so used to it, right? You've mastered that. You can tell me all about it. Da, 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 da. So do that with travel. You're going to master this and it's going to come so easily. It's just going to just come right off your tongue and you're just going to talk about it. Okay. So take your time. Somebody asked me before, how much did I make in my first year? I made no money. I made $0. I paid a monthly fee every month. I didn't do anything. I was working 4 jobs, college courses. It was very rare that I actually worked a 9 to 5 anyway, but I was hustling my way. It was a teacher, a nanny, a cake baker, and a home organizer, and I did house cleaning. I was satisfied. I was fine. Everything worked very well. This kind of came out of my lap, but it's definitely it's definitely come a long way of a lot of crying, because all I wanted was Charles and Nikki just to like give me somebody on my team that was ready, not call them, because we didn't do Zoom meetings, right? We didn't do presentations. There was no Calendly. There was 1 class a week, you know, Nikki Lee Live, and that was it. That's all we had. When you guys have class after class after class after class, and learning how to do this without classes, you know, it was tough. But Vax Vacation has classes already in their system. Dissect it, right? Dissect Expedia Tap. Go to the next one and learn how to use it. I did, and we didn't have those classes, right? I did team building without team building classes. I listened to Charles and called Charles, and all he did was a lot of mental mindset, right? They'd hand me a person, hey, you know, Heather wants to be a travel agent. Here you go. And I'm like, no, is she ready? Because I just want her to click the button. And they're like, no, here you go. You got this. I'm like, oh boy. So it was, you know, but it was a lot of learning. So you guys have a lot of things on a silver platter here, and it's just how hungry are you to actually do it? Because if you know how to book travel already, great. Then you can team build. That's easy. You know the systems, you know the back office, you've used Evo Plus, you know all the stuff. That's what you're telling people, how to be a travel agent, how to book travel. The team building comes on the side here if they want to do it, but that's what you're here to do, is to show them how to be a travel agent, right? And you guys can unmute. It's so quiet at home. You guys can unmute. There's nobody here.
Wow.
I want to tell you, wow, what a testimony you have. I'm so proud of you. That's incredible. I also wanted to share, Charles put the link in. The lady was asking where to find that training video he was talking about. So when you click on the link, it's not going to work because you have to be logged into your back office. But where you find it is under additional training videos. It's not the top one where it says training videos. It's going to be under additional training videos, the 4th one. And they have other ones under there that Nikki and him did.
Thanks, Rachel.
I just want to tell you, you have a marvelous time. I'm just floored. You know, I remember doing businesses like that where you don't have all these tools, all of this electronic stuff. You had to do face to face. And if you were a shy person, you were in trouble. You really dropped that to the side really quick. But I'm so proud of you, and thank you for sharing your time with us. What a blessing you are.
I was just talking to somebody on the phone, and she's like, well, what did your mentor do? Like, when Nikki told me to call my clients, and then she asked me if I called them yet, and I said, no, not yet. She hung up the phone on me. It's like, all right, bye. If she even.
What?
Well, I just like, then she texts me, I call her back. She's like, don't call me until you call your client. Okay. It was a push, right? It was definitely that push to get me to do the work. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work, grit and grind, hours of stuff. Instead of going out, I work on my business. Right? I was working, and Sean, you can talk. See, you're trying to get in. Do you have a question?
So no, you just said unmute because it's quiet in your house, so I figured I'd unmute
It's
and
quiet.
interact.
It is
It's quiet over here too. I have my dog, but I think she's sunbathing or something.
No dogs here. No dogs here. No, I grew up with 22 dogs in my house.
Jeez.
No dogs for me. Yeah. To 22 dogs. My parents built a greenhouse attached to the house for all the birds. So we had 50 birds, 22 dogs, about 5 cats, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, sugar gliders, fish, turtle, everything, all at once.
All the animals.
Yes, we had a zoo. So I'm very knowledgeable about domestic birds. No. No, it's
I'm sorry, this is Kimberly. I got a question.
Kimberly, I love your profile picture.
Thank you. Hey, listen, I got a quote for a honeymoon, right? They want to take a cruise or to Aruba, and then they also looking at going to Costa Rica. So I've been looking for some cruises. This is like my first quote for a honeymoon. What suggestions could you help me out with?
So where have you looked? On a
Um,
to Aruba. Is there a specific cruise line that they're wanting?
no, they're open, but it's the budget. They only have $1,500.
Great. So what cruise line do you think would be the best fits?
I have not.
What do you guys think? Let's help Kimberly out. What do you think is the best fit for somebody on a budget for a cruise?
Carnival.
You can do Carnival. Right?
MSC can be budget friendly too.
They can. They've got some good deals going on right now.
Margaritaville does too.
Margaritaville. Yeah, I guess it's also depending, Kimberly, where are they wanting to port out of? Also,
Right here in Tampa, but the thing is, MSC is booked for June. That's
So-
where my problem
cross
comes in.
out the list, okay? Right, Margaritaville is a short cruise as well. That one's a short one, if you want to do short and simple, because then you can tell them, well, if you do a margarita cruise and it's only, it's just a short 3-day cruise, and maybe you want to stay, somewhere in a hotel room and be able to not be at home, right? Maybe you can do a cruise and a stay on a beach somewhere. Maybe able to do. Okay, if they wanted to do, if they're kind of, on a quote on a budget. But Carnival's a great option too, right? All your meals are there, things there. But I would take a look at that one and, Royal Caribbean, but again, I guess it's gonna be, and that's July of this year, June, right, say June,
Sure.
that's this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, gosh, okay, yeah, so I would probably do that too. But I would look at Carnival, again, don't go crazy. Don't go
Oh.
crazy.
All right, thank you.
But I also look at how much that commission is too. I like to give my clients a gift, especially if this is a honeymoon type of a cruise. Give them a gift, see how much commission is in the back end. Maybe you can give them, I don't know, chocolate covered strawberries, maybe $25 onboard credit.
Okay.
Give them
Okay.
something that's just like, hey, your honeymoon cruise comes with this too. Versus if they did it on your own, it doesn't come with that. I like to give gifts and incentives for my clients always. Every client gets something. Depending on what it is. If it's a car, no, it's not getting anything.
I think
Yeah, no problem. Awesome.
Hey, Courtney, I got a quick question.
Is it Ellie?
It's Eli.
Eli. I was gonna say that first and then I was like,
I get
no,
it all the time. It's fine.
I'm sure you do.
But no, so I question for you. Do you most of your bookings or maybe all of them, do you always call in or do you do like online bookings or are you always on the phone? Because I know you said you're always on the phone. So
Oh,
Like all the hotels and cruises, all that? Like, do you do all the?
No, usually the cruise lines, I end up calling the cruise lines. It just faster for me, but hotel, I need to search the hotels. Unless it's like maybe a Marriott and they want to use points, you know, I can call, I can also go on Marriott and use their points as well, so they can get some kind of credit. But cruise lines are usually the ones, yes, and I'm hands-free. But cruise lines are usually the ones I just call in, because I can put it on hold.
Gotcha. Okay. All
But you
right.
can still do that online too.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate your time. I am gonna go because I have the little ones. But
Yep,
you
I see
guys,
that.
thanks. I learned a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Eli.
You're welcome.
Julie, can you unmute? Julie.
Hello.
Hi, Julie. How about a group? What kind of gift would you suggest? I have 30 going on a Hard Rock Riviera Maya cruise for a graduation. Nice. I mean, that's up to you. How much is the commission? Because they usually give it. And if
About
I,
3,000.
okay. Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So is this a,
So it's family, like, so it's good friends of mine. Their son's graduating high school, so it's a group of like their friends and the parents and the
So
kids.
hotel.
So all the families vary. So we've had about 10 rooms booked, almost 30 people going.
this is a hotel?
Yeah,
So,
it's at the Hard
what
Rock
is the
Riviera.
what is the hotel offering?
They won't offer anything. They're getting like $200 a day resort credit.
Okay, is that separate than just what they normally do?
I don't know. I don't think, yeah, maybe.
Because if it's not, that's like, hey, you guys are getting I mean, that's still an incentive right there. But if,
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, I've seen agents do all sorts of things. I mean, I've given, you know, a special graduation gift to the one graduate, and I see agents give a little goodie bag of stuff, right? Maybe,
That's what I was thinking, like a goodie bag or something with sanitizers and stuff.
yeah, I mean, gosh, if Oriental Trading Company has got stuff, Amazon has a bulk items of things. It just kind of depends, or I mean, maybe the graduation, you know, graduate can get a Visa gift card because he may want to go buy his own something or other, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of graduates, a lot of the kids are graduating, so it's probably like
Okay.
7.
And I know your platinums may have like vacation vouchers that they may, you know, be able to maybe give you, that every parent that's go or every family that's going gets this. It's an extra vacation on you, right? So you can put any,
Sarah would have the vacation vouchers.
if that's your platinum, then yes, I would talk to her.
Okay.
Just
Thank you.
I don't know what she has, but I would just ask her if there's anything hotel voucher wise that she can provide.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I had a quick question. If you, sorry, I'm a travel agent too. We're a
Richard,
couple. We're a
What-
couple of travel agents.
what's your name? Because you're not Richard.
No, I'm Lori. I'm his wife, and we're
Lori.
both travel agents.
Hi, Lori.
My question was, when she said she booked like 10 different cabins for like 10 different families for the cruise for the person that was graduating, do you do that? So do you do each individual family that would pay a deposit, or do you do it as a group and then they allocate it like that for a deposit?
Well, each one is gonna be different, because with groups for the cruise, they pay individually. Right?
Oh, I
Every
wasn't sure if
contract.
they get like a cheaper rate if they all did it in a group together and kind of figured it out that way, or if you just go to each individual family. Because she said she booked 10 rooms, so I didn't know if that was for each individual family.
I
Or
don't know
maybe.
the contract of what
Mhm.
doing. It'd be on the contract of what is there. Of who's paying that, right?
Right.
So you'd have to look at the contract. But most likely
Okay.
by one. But at that point, I can probably do individual.
I was gonna say you personally would probably do individual.
Just in case family, I mean, I need to know the families are all going, like you are all going. And because
Right.
if I lose a room, that's definitely gonna come into consideration of what's gonna happen now with the contract, because now things have
Right.
changed.
Okay.
Especially if there's gifts involved. If you're like, oh, you have 10 rooms, and as long as you don't lose a room, you're gonna get to keep these gifts. If you lose a room, you're not gonna get these gifts. And if you're promising these gifts, just make sure that they're all going,
Right.
and you can take a look at the individual of what's being price wise versus you guys doing it together. Because if you do it separately, then it may be okay with everybody paying separately, and then they can pay their own separate costs, they can do their own deposits.
Right. That's what I was wondering if that was better to do.
And then if
Maybe.
somebody cancels, great, no problem.
Right. It's less risky is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Again, up to you. You're the boss. Well, that's Richard's boss.
We are the boss.
So awesome. We'll take one more question and then we gotta go. I gotta pack. Anything else? Or oh, yes.
I didn't realize that Charles Lee, I just put up his YouTube page for that training video.
Yes.
And he's an MMA fighter.
Yes.
Whoa, had no idea.
Yes, yeah, that's where he started out. MMA, poker. Yep, he worked in the casinos too beforehand, before Evolution. So Nikki was the one that got into Evo kind of first before Charles kind of jumped in going, oh wait, you're making money. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Did that all help you guys? Answer some random questions here. I do have booking help every Thursday, which is tomorrow. However, I will be on a plane over to Miami. So we are going to cancel tomorrow, but we'll be back the following week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a guest or I may just cancel that because I will be on a cruise afterwards. I usually do about 10 to 15 trips a year. But I will be on a cruise for the Virgin Voyage cruise. So I will let you guys know. It'll be on the Evo Enterprise if it's going to be available class will be available next week or not. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. Again, you guys can follow me on social media. If you have any, questions, comments, etc., you can go to the Evolution Enterprise page. Make a shout out. I hope that all helped you guys out today. I will see you guys. If you're going to Miami, I will see you there. If not, I will see you guys at the beaches of the world. If not, I'll see you at the bank. Have a good one. Bye, guys.